This is what we are working with, which is just insane.
You heard that any of that information is redacted. We don't know who did the work. It's a giant secret. We know that by the time the FBI gets involved, the profile, the text file, that's a snip to use to try to identify somebody is more than twice as big when it gets to the FBI from Othram. We don't know how.
I've got an itch I can't scratch, I'm missing a piece that completes a whole part of me, an open wound scar to see. Everybody come here, gather round, welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
If this is your first time tuning in, I'm your host, Birdie. I go live weeknights at 7 p.m. Central. Welcome to the Hive Mind. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. We think past the headline. We question narratives. We like to have a discussion in the chat. At any point, your comment can pop up on screen just like this, which is what makes the Hive so awesome, is you all in the chat can completely dictate the direction that we go for the stream. This question, it comes from Luna Bliss. Do we have any evidence of Kaylee actually asking Eric for a ride at 145 besides his verbal statement? If not, he certainly could have placed himself at the grub truck conveniently and offered them a ride home. So we have what Kaylee's mom posted of the grub truck ticket showing number 78 and November 13th, 2022 at 1:42 a.m. And then there's text messages that are said to have come from Kaylee and Eric, which is parked in front of grub truck. Perfect. Be in a sec. They are at 75. We are at 78. Okay, sounds good. You all okay? Now, I find this a little bit weird that this is from Eric's perspective. This isn't Kaylee's phone. So these text messages do come from Eric. Otherwise, I think that the blue would be the other one. Then at the bottom from the documents, you see S182 and S183, Eric Gower phone, which is text messages with Kaylee Goncalves starting at 8:40 p.m., going all the way until 1:45 a.m. I'm sure most people have seen this by now. If you have not, here is what was posted. It said, "This is a special moment, but it's not the big announcement I posted about on St. Patrick's Day. Steve and I will be going to CrimeCon. We will be speaking about the armchair detectives and their followers that attack victims and accuse them of horrendous things. It's a whole disgusting world. We will be there with Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator and Andy Kahan. We are very honored to be able to speak about our story and what it's like to walk in our shoes. These comments that I am sharing are just a glimpse of things that people say about our family." Guys, I've seen nasty comments about it, right? I think in the Hive, and I'm not just doing this to toot our own horn, I really think we do a phenomenal job at being respectful. We don't dox people. We don't talk shit. We might have an opinion on stuff, but I have seen some in general comments that and people have put stuff on my videos too. That's the internet, right? People are ruthless. They're mean. Here's what I want to talk about in regards to this, right? So on the bottom right, we have Stacy Chapin, who is the mother of Ethan Chapin, obviously, standing there with Kristen Middleman, who is the wife or co-founder of Othram. It just feels like there's an unspoken rule that seems to be, it's fine to be fascinated by the case as long as you don't dare to question it or investigate it yourself. You can have an interest in true crime cases, just don't question it. Don't look into it. Everything that you're looking at is released publicly in a court of law. Stop questioning it. Now, Edie Redman was on me about this. So this is the Banfield body cam stop. We were talking about the 1112 footage with the guy with the flannel on there. Edie was saying that they believe it's the same flannel. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me take this down. Is this the same flannel shirt? To me, I know that it's blurry, but it looks like I think it looks like a different pattern. I think that there's thinner lines in here. These look more blocky.
Route instead of walking away, right?
That guy doesn't even, it's buttoned up. He's got no shirt on underneath. And then this one is smaller squares. And this guy's got his thing's open. His shirt is unbuttoned. Way different. Homeland Security talking to a quote unquote witness, right? So on November 18th, 2022 at approximately 5:24 p.m., Homeland Security Investigations Task Force Officer, TFO Sage Collins, and I, Idaho State Police Detective Matt Wernsing, interviewed somebody who was born in the year 2000 in regard to the homicide of Kaylee Goncalves, Maddie Mogan, Xana, and Ethan. The interview took place at blank in Caldwell Canyon County, Idaho. The following is a summary of so-and-so's statement. So-and-so knew Goncalves and Mogan fairly well through school and Greek life. Blank went to the corner club at approximately 9 p.m. on Saturday, November 12th, where he hung out with a group of friends for a few hours. He listed blank, right? Goncalves and Mogan left for the corner club approximately an hour before blank left with blank and blank at approximately 2 a.m. and went to blank and blank house on King Street, stayed the night at their house. Blank did not notice anything suspicious. He went to sleep around 3 a.m. And woke up around 11 a.m. Yet another person that just is asleep before this all, quote unquote, starts officially in the narrative and wakes up right before everything's about to start going down with the 911 call. While at the corner club, there was a male subject with shorter hair wearing a dark shirt and a U of I cap, and later put on a white and black plaid flannel. Okay? At the corner club, there was a male subject with short hair wearing a dark shirt and a U of I cap, and later put on a white and black plaid flannel. He was being excessive and was paying a lot of attention to blank, but not necessarily to Goncalves or Mogan. Blank roommate was that night and kicked the male subject out. Blank was unsure of who else was blank that night. He said blank, and also were most likely working on a game night. Blank was so-and-so's roommate for one semester at one point. Blank had heard one of the roommates had a stalker, but did not believe it was Goncalves or Mogan had a stalker. And there's no audio on this, but there's something strange too that I looked at, that I feel like I recognized in the beginning, but I think that it's just a changing of the camera and it's not picking up the plaid. This is still just so weird. So it'll continue to play. It'll go through. If you missed last night, I had shown this last night, but they're texting. You can see Gower's phone light on it. The video will zoom in here in a second. And I do 100% believe that this time window right here, this is something. I don't know what it means, but it's a little bit strange. They talk about now, was this guy kicked out by now? I don't know. But it certainly seems like after Gower puts the brakes on and backs up, they're either talking on speakerphone or they're shooting a text to each other. But I don't. How is that happening? How is Kaylee texting them for a ride home? You can see the shadow. Someone comes out right there, comes back. A guy walks in. Now, this part is one of the trippiest parts here because I absolutely believe that they've scrubbed somebody out of this footage. You can see like a third leg behind them right there in the middle, and off to the right, you see it, or off to the left, you see a phone. And it just seems like an excessive amount of blurring. This is what we are working with, which is just insane. So I don't even know how we're going to be able to really see anything, but there is a couple of moments that are rather telling, specifically around Maddie, Kaylee, and Jack Decor. Okay. So I think it's right around this time. I'm going to go back a little bit. I think I had this playback speed way up. So we're going to watch a little bit. Right now, the girls are over here. And the sound is nothing but static. So I'm just going to have it muted. So this is at the Corner Club. If I said Grub Truck, my bad. This is at the Corner Club, obviously. So the local time says 1:26. And you can see the girls right here. Now, remember, in that report, it says there's a guy with a dark shirt on and a U of I cap, short hair, later puts on a flannel. Okay, so we see a flannel here, right? Back here a little bit, but that's a white shirt underneath. So I'm trying to find somebody with a dark shirt on with a cap. But again, this is just crazy. Dude in the back left corner, white flannel and a cap. So he does have a hat on there. He just redid it. But now this says, but he's got a white shirt, according to the report. But you see him fixing his hat there. People are saying playing shuffleboard, maybe. Oh, the dark shirt right there. Yeah, well, there's a plaid. This is a female. There's a dark shirt right here. Short hair. I'm trying to see too. This is obviously we're looking at. It's just ridiculous that we got to sift through this, isn't it, Hive? Is there a plaid shirt hanging over of a chair right now? Is there one tied around somebody's waist? So what we are looking for is a plaid shirt that's referenced in a police document that Homeland Security was interviewing somebody about, that said that this guy was excessive at the Corner Club and ended up getting kicked out. The reason why we're looking for that is because on the 1112, the dude's wearing a plaid shirt and he looks like he's rather intoxicated. One's in the chat if you're following me right now, but there is going to come a point, or yeah, like I said, one's in the chat if you're at least following me right now. There's going to come a point though where you see Kaylee and Maddie go over by Jack Decor, which is going to end up being over here, and it seems a little bit odd. Now, they do specify that it's a white and black plaid flannel, but it's a dark shirt underneath. So right now, okay, you're going to be able to see something. You can see the girls walking. They're making their way over towards here. And I believe Jack Decor is sitting right down over here on the left. Now watch this. And it's going to be blurry as hell, but this caught my attention because there's a slight break in the blurriness. So Kaylee, Maddie, Jack. I don't think that they're kissing. I think, she's bending down and hugging him. But now is she sitting? on his lap. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't even. This isn't even meant to make it look bad or something that it's not. It's just, you're. I noticed this. Yeah, it looks like she's whispering while hugging. Yeah. And I know that they've all, they've been friends for a while and whatnot, and who knows? I mean, Maddie could be, we don't know what's going on, right? There's minimal context to this. But it is interesting that, like, people have said Jack's a suspect, that this entire interaction happens. They're clearly not avoiding. He's got his hand on his shoulder, or on her shoulder. Like, she tries to kind of get up. Right here. Watch. Nope. Yeah, and I'm not saying that it's anything super sketch. It's just, obviously, it's Kaylee's ex. She's kind of standing off to the side. She's kind of standing back a little bit more. I wish there was audio to this. NH Birkenstock says this room has a hidden, or this bar is a hidden room. I've seen Michael Curtis Instagram him going in the hidden door. Interesting. Still not seeing anybody in a dark shirt. Yes, we do know that Maddie is intoxicated, most likely at this point by now. Yes. Based on body language and the way that they're seen walking to the grub truck. So Sleuth says, I think they might have been kicked out at this point. I don't know if it says that, if it says the time in there. So whoever gave this report said that they left at 2 a.m., which was an hour before him. So does that mean that the grub truck, or that the corner club's open until 3? So if they left at 2 and it was an hour before him, right? Did they actually get kicked out? Yeah, so that's a good point, Phoenix. Kicked out, he returns, allegedly at 1:43 at 1112 King. Yes. That's what I'm saying too. Or did he get kicked out and then did he return? But now they're still over here. Whoa. Have you guys ever watched this super closely? Yeah, they are arguing for sure. Sorry, I'm being quiet. I'm just trying to see this. Or Wow. What is the body language telling us here? I feel like this and I could be way off. Look, I could be way off, and I'm going to let this play again. From my experience, I feel like anytime that a female has been mad at me, I feel like I've seen this, and I feel like I've seen the double hair tuck. It could also just be a bias, and that's just been my experience with it. But is there anybody? Okay, so I see, yeah, ladies in the chat, or if there's anybody that has experienced what I just said, LOL, yes. Yeah, they do seem angry. Maddie's arguing with Jack. Showalter's in it too. It's the trauma. Thanks, Mom says absolutely. Mary Tyler says maybe they're fighting about the dog. Sarah CD says yes, we do that. Okay. All right. So let's go back a few seconds. Let's watch this again. Excuse me. You guys, please hit that like button too if you have not. And as a reminder, we have Jeffrey Gentry on tomorrow night, the crime scene expert that's going to be going over the Idaho 4 crime scene photos. Do not miss that. 7 p.m. Central tomorrow. Does anybody buy the fact that they're fighting about the dog? Kaylee ends up dragging Maddie out. She's probably, I feel like that whisper, the leaning in. But then they're laughing there. I feel like in my head, if I'm being assumptive, I feel like I can hear like the tone. I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I can almost like picture what the tone is sounding like. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, of course. Like things like that. That's how I kind of am reading the conversation. Yeah, it's like the laugh to piss somebody off. Somebody says they're not fighting, or DC said they are not fighting. Okay. Their storytelling, they're acting. Okay, we have difference of opinion in here. Obviously, it depends on which, if you're looking at it, as if it's nefarious or if it's not. But I'm pretty sure it was said that, I'm pretty sure Jack did say that they got into an argument about the dog. Right, chat? Correct me on that if I'm wrong. People are saying that it's positive. Well, it's good. I'm glad that we have a different. I mean, it's whenever we all agree, it's not always the best thing. So having a difference of opinion is good. So it looks like it's de-escalated since, right? Doesn't it look like it's kind of almost been like, okay, maybe it was escalating, and then it's like the brakes got put on it. Now they're kind of just, I don't know. I feel like maybe they said what had to be said. All right, so now they're Maddie and Kaylee are talking to somebody at the table right by. They're not talking to Jack anymore. Now she is. Still don't see somebody in a dark shirt with a cap on that has a white and black plaid shirt or a flannel either. Did this dude just hit a gritty over here? Not that that matters. That's my ADD. Sorry, but what does this guy do? That guy's dancing by himself. He's still doing it. It is so hard for me to pay attention to the fight going on right now. He won't stop. Is this girl who's in the flannel, could this be like her boyfriend's flannel because it was cold and she threw it on? I don't know. I think it's closer than the other one, but I don't think it's the same. That's such a great thought, too. Kim Mole, right? They said, oh, my God, that's right, because a girl walks behind the guy on that footage. And guys, I'm going to kind of end a little bit early because Lana has a pretty bombshell guest on that's coming up right now. She has the DMV worker starting, I believe she said 9:30, but I think she's Eastern time. So it's in about 4 minutes. So head on over to Truth and Transparency for the interview that she's having with the lady who talked with Brian Koberger at the DMV. Do not miss tomorrow night's stream, Hive. Everybody be there. Please, please, please. We have Jeffrey Gentry. It's going to be epic. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. With that, have a fantastic night. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. Cheers, everybody.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life.